So let's get into it. The framework is what we call our P5 framework. I'll walk you through step by step what that is. It is a series of 5 P's that we go through. Number 1 being purpose, right? And I'll walk you through exactly why that is very critical, why it is so important, etc. Number 2, we will go into prospects, how we identify the clients, who we're actually serving, all those types of things. 3, we will move into processes, how we are moving our clients as fast as humanly possible through a process that creates predictable outcomes over and over and over. 4, we will talk about how to maximize profits inside of an organization. And ultimately, we'll get to number 5, which is progress. So with that, let's jump in. Number 1, let's talk about purpose. Time and time again, and I would argue that probably most people watching this training today, we get into this business with one goal, and that is to offset some income, to reach some income goal. It might be, hey, I'm trying to replace a 9-to-5 job that's making me $100,000 a year or $50,000 a year, whatever the case may be, right? You might just have a goal that I need to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And inevitably that goal, as you start to make more, that goal moves up 10, 15, 20, $30,000. And you find yourself in this inevitable trap. You're on the hamster wheel. And if you're not careful, it's a really, really hard wheel to get off of. You have to have some intention. So the very first thing I would invite you to do is take a step back. Get out of the transactional mindset. If you want to become a CEO, then you clearly have to change the way you think. Again, up to this point, you have to appreciate you have been rewarded time and time again for being highly, highly transactional. You get a big payday, you get whatever it is after you do a deal. In order to become a CEO, you have to be more strategic. You have to think more long-term. You have to think about, what am I actually trying to accomplish with this business? What is the outcome that ultimately I am going to have to own? You want to own your outcome. And so it requires you to take a step back, get all the distractions away, sit down with your team, sit down with your husband, your wife, your partner, whoever, and say, listen, what is the actual purpose of what we're trying to do here? Who is it that we are trying to serve? What is it that we're really trying to do? So for instance, by way of example, I will use our investment company called REI Nation. REI Nation is our family-owned operation based in Memphis, Tennessee, and Dallas, Texas. We are the founders of the turnkey single-family real estate investment entire industry. For the last 15 to 20 years, we have flipped over almost 8,000 houses. We currently manage a little over 7,000 houses. We currently flip about 800 to 900 single-family homes every single year in 11 different markets. And so the purpose of that organization is very straightforward. Our purpose is to connect very, very busy entrepreneurs that are too busy to actually get in the weeds and do real estate. They want the outcome, they want all the benefits, they want to own rental property, they want the depreciation, they want the cash flow, they want the debt pay down, they want the equity to build, but they don't want to do any of the work. And we know people like this all over the world. It's actually the vast majority of people would fall into this category. Doctors, lawyers, restaurant owners, they own the nail salon. Millions of entrepreneurs know they want to own investment grade real estate, know they want to own rental properties, but they have no idea how to get into that. So our purpose of that organization is to connect those people with a service that does everything for them. Our purpose of the organization is to solve all the problems for them, make it really easy for them to say yes. We are in the business of breaking down all of the barriers for that client. What does that look like? We want to make it easy for them where we go find all the properties for them, where we have done all the rehab on the properties for them, where we have screened the tenants and found the tenants, where we have placed the tenants, signed the leases for a minimum of 2 years. We are then collecting all the rent. We're handling all the maintenance. We're sending them the checks every month, depositing them directly into their account. We're connecting them directly with lenders. We are connecting them directly with insurance companies and titles, and we're doing everything we can to grease the gears of the transaction. We're making it easy for that client to transact with us. That is the purpose. That is exactly what that company is designed to do. Notice what I didn't say. The company is not designed to flip houses. We understand what our goal is, our objective is, what the purpose of the entire organization is. We are trying to make it easy for an entrepreneur to acquire cash flow properties in a very, very seamless, frictionless environment where they can continue to transact with us over and over and over again, and hopefully bring friends. What is the purpose for us as the owners of that organization and the founders of that organization? We want to create an organization that, in the process of solving those issues for our clients, we are also creating a seamless process internally to where where we have created an environment where everybody knows their role. Everybody understands the role they play in that process, and ultimately creating a culture to where it is a very team-oriented, goal-oriented culture to where everybody's trying to win. That is the purpose of what we're trying to do. And then ultimately, we are trying to create a situation to where we have a company that is managing hopefully 10,000 properties and has created immense value inside of our organization to where we have recurring revenue every single month, every single year. It is highly predictable and highly attractive to potentially outside suitors that may want to come in at some point and say, wow, these guys have an entire system. It's not transactional. They have an entire system from A to Z. They have 3,000 customers that love them, that buy over and over and over. They have a process for acquiring new customers and referring old customers. They have this entire thing of where from sometimes somebody comes in to the organization to the time that they actually become a customer, they stay for years and years and years, and they have all these ancillary benefits that they're able to work with those clients on. Again, insurance and title and mortgage and all these things. Like, these guys have produced a machine. Therefore, we might want to invest in that. That's our purpose for our client. That's our purpose for our associates. That is our purpose for us as owners. We know what we are trying to do. When we go down in each one of our companies, and I just gave you one, every one of our companies starts with that. Now, why is that important to you? What is the benefit of understanding the purpose? Inevitably, as entrepreneurs, everything looks like an opportunity. From one moment to the next, you're going to get bombarded with, all right, this week it's short sales, this week it's subject to, this week it's foreclosures, next week it's commercial. I want to own multifamily. Now I want to get into ground up development. Oh, now I want to go own commercial. I want to go open restaurants. Everything looks like an opportunity. And there's a great deal of discipline that is required to become an amazing organization, to become an amazing CEO. It's much more powerful to say no than it ever is to say yes. And when you have a purpose, when you start with the end in mind, when you actually understand the destination, then it is much easier to navigate to that. I'll give this to you as an example. If I ask you today to come to my office here in La Jolla, California, from wherever you are, and I gave you my address, what is the very first thing that you would do when you were starting on your journey? You would inevitably go punch that into some GPS, and you would want to know exactly where we are. Why would you do that? Because you want turn-by-turn directions on how to get there. It's very simple. We do this every single day. What you certainly wouldn't do is say, Kent, I know you're in La Jolla, California. I'm just going to drive up and down a bunch of random streets, and I think I'll know what it looks like when I get there. I'm sure your name's on the door. We'll figure it out. I'll just drive by. Maybe you'll be out on the sidewalk. You know what? I'll just take some chances and figure it out. Again, something as simple as making sure that you arrive to a destination on time, as fast as humanly possible. Something as simple as that. We know the process. The process is we go and put in a destination. Here's the purpose, and I'm going to go down a path to get there. But when it comes to something as big as our business or even our life, it's very rare that we take the time to start with the end in mind, to literally say, this is what success looks like. When I understand what success looks like, it's real easy for me to navigate away from things that are the distractions that get me off the right path, right? Or it's equally, when I do get off the right path, it's easy to get the turn-by-turn directions to get back on path because I know what my purpose was. And so having the purpose is extremely powerful, and I can tell you, it is the foundation of everything. It is where you start. If you don't know this, if you do not understand very clearly and take the time to understand the purpose of your business, I can virtually guarantee that you are fighting with one arm, if not both arms, behind your back. You are destined to be mediocre at best, and you are for sure destined to be well below what is truly possible for you. So purpose is critical.